Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to take a deep dive into the Anvil Paladin, the new concept ship from Anvil. We'll break down its design, limitations, and help you decide if it's the right ship for you. This video will include some speculation based on the provided material. Let's get into it. The Anvil Paladin is essentially a heavily modified version of the Valkyrie. It's designed as a heavy gunship, with some similarities to ships like the Redeemer and the Hurricane. You can think of it as a supersized Hurricane that punches way above its class. The Paladin comes in at 53 meters in length, 38.5 meters in width, and 14.5 meters in height. The Paladin also comes equipped with 3 turrets, 2 size 4 remote dual turrets, and 1 quad size 4 turret. It however has no grid-locked cargo space, so this will be an entirely combat-focused gunship with no additional utility beyond that. During the initial Q&A questions, it was confirmed by CIG the side turrets can be slaved, but you'll need at least 2 crew members to operate the ship effectively. Ideally though, you still will want the 4 mentioned crewmen to mainly control the turrets. This will allow you better coverage around your ship, allow you to more effectively dispatch any threats regardless of where they are. With the proper crew, the Paladin can apply serious pressure on fighters and other craft that try to take it on. The main size 5 remote turret is a rail-mounted unit and can shift from top or bottom of the ship, similar to the Scorpius. This will allow the ship's main size 5 remote turret to easily hit targets above and below it in space, as well as be used to hit ground targets as necessary, which obviously adds some additional utility. The size 4 and size 5 turrets themselves can converge on the same target, which is a huge advantage over the ships in this class. This provides an edge over the Redeemer and Corsair, for example, thanks to the improved coverage and ability to fire directly ahead with all weapons on board. Paladin's turrets are all remote and centrally located on the ship's bridge. The 2 levels of the bridge are separated by glass, giving the pilot and crew exceptional visibility and making it easy to check on each other's statuses during combat or flight. This layout should benefit vertical field of view, as everyone on the bridge will have a clear line of sight above and below of them. The Paladin's missile racks are pilot controllable and have 5 missile racks in total. These can be outfitted with 1 size 4, 2 size 3, 4 size 2, or 8 size 1 missile racks. This means you can either carry 6 size 4s, 12 size 3s, 24 size 2s, or 48 size 1s. This will allow you a large amount of versatility depending on the situation. The size 1 and 2s will be great for smaller ships like light fighters, but you'll likely want to increase the size of your missiles to 3s or 4s for larger targets above a medium fighter. The Paladin comes equipped with the following components: 1 size 3 shield generator, 2 size 2 coolers, 1 size 2 battery, 1 size 2 life support unit, 1 size 2 computer, 1 size 2 radar, and 1 size 2 gravity gem, as well as 1 size 2 fuel intake. The big takeaway from this is the Paladin lacks redundancy in key components. Shield generator, power plant, life support, and quantum drives go down, you're in trouble. For instance, if the power plant is disabled, the ship will essentially be dead in the water until repairs are made. This is something to keep in mind during prolonged combat. The Paladin won't have the best sustain over long battles and will likely need to pull back for repairs and refueling more often than other ships. Trying to sustain combat with heavy damage to modules could rapidly become a loss. You will need to hit hard and fast and choose your battles wisely. The Paladin is equipped with 1 size 2 quantum fuel tank and 1 size 2 hydrogen fuel tank. Given its size, travel distance will likely be limited. I expect the ship will struggle on long trips across multiple systems, especially through areas like Pyro, where you might need to stop for fuel more often than other ships. For comparison, the Redeemer comes with 2 size 2 hydrogen fuel tanks, giving it better range, while the Corsair has 2 size 2 quantum and hydrogen fuel tanks, offering even more range than the prior. It also lacks, as mentioned previously, no on-grid cargo space. As a result, the ship will not have the flexibility of other ships in this game. The primary one that comes to mind is the Corsair, which has similar size and similar armaments with a cargo grid. If you want something more flexible, I'd go with the Corsair, which is gunned down, but also comes with a lot more flexibility for experiencing what Star Citizen has to offer. The Paladin is a gunboat, and its primary strength is its massive DPS output, and the Paladin exists to deliver heavy damage with its high-end turrets. However, ships of this nature, like the Corsair and Redeemer, have been known to receive nerfs after release, as new combat ships can sometimes unbalance gameplay, so while the Paladin is strong in concept now, there's a possibility that it may get adjusted before or after release. I am, however, hopeful CIG has done more internal planning on how ships will be designed and balanced with upcoming gameplay systems and features, which may prevent such an issue in the future occurring again. I'm going to do a quick overview of the layout of the Paladin. First, I will note the Paladin seems to have a lot of empty space based on the provided materials. and I hope that they'll make better use of these areas, especially in the common areas, in the final design. A lot of information here will be speculation beyond this point, so proceed accordingly. The ship includes both a ladder and a set of stairs to traverse between floors, following the standard more or less set by the Star Lancer. However, the omission of a lift here, in my opinion, is likely a good thing. The stairs and ladders will likely be more reliable than any sort of lift or elevator they can implement into the ship. Historically, those have had far more issues going with ladders and basically just stairwells to go up and down the different levels. It's going to definitely improve things overall. First, we'll start going over the general details of the first floor. With that, the first floor includes a bathroom, a commons area with a table, the stairs mentioned previously, and at least one hab with the potential of two. The room at the top of the diagram to the right of the bathroom appears it could also be a hab, but it does not provide enough information to confirm this entirely. However, if I was making a guess, they are going to give us two habs with 2 beds each to house the 4 crew that are designated to the ship. The room at the back of the ship appears to be a standard component and engineering space and will likely include the standard features you would expect, like an engineering terminal and multiple access points for the various components the ship requires and were previously mentioned. The lower floor is where many of the issues with this ship lie, in my opinion. It includes ladders and stairs, as previously mentioned, to allow you to go up to the next floor, but the space around the stairs especially seems to be largely empty. It, however, appears that the floor is segmented, and I'm hoping at minimum there's a lift here. According to the ship's details provided by CIG, the ship lacks any actual cargo grid, as previously mentioned, and this area looks like it could have housed at least a small amount of cargo. Even a small area for, say, 6 or 9 SU would have been a welcome addition in this area, unless they have other plans that have not been communicated. The back of the lower floor appears to be an area for suit lockers as well as weapon lockers, so you'll have plenty of space for any equipment you wish to store on board. The one exit shown for this ship appears to be a ramp or extending stairs that extend out from under the wing of the ship. Hopefully we get an exit lift as well, as previously mentioned, as having only one exit on a ship tends to leave you vulnerable to general shenanigans from anyone looking to cause trouble in the verse. Should you buy the Paladin? The Paladin is currently offered at 260 war bond with LTI, and 300 if you're using credit with 6-month insurance. The war bond version of the ship includes the concierge skin if applicable, as to the usual standard. If you're considering purchasing the Paladin, my advice would be to simply grab a CCU chain upgrade from the Vanguard Harbinger to the Paladin. That way, if the Paladin lives up to the hype, you can upgrade or melt an existing ship for credit, and then upgrade into the Paladin accordingly. I would also note the Redeemer is the current loaner, and you should weigh any purchases accordingly, as this will be the ship that you'll have in-game in your fleet for some time until the ship actually releases, as it is a concept. At earliest, we could see it come in Invictus, but it could be a year or longer until we see the ship in-game. You never really know. So basically just go in expecting a Redeemer, and once the Paladin's released, you'll obviously receive that in your hangar and have full access to it accordingly. As a final note, I always want to remind people that you can purchase any of these ships in-game with aUEC, which is the in-game currency, after it goes live. At most, you'll have a few months where essentially it's limited access people that have purchased. Outside of that, it'll be available through the dealers within the game itself. Always remember, in Star Citizen, you don't necessarily need more than a starter package. You're willing to work your way up, but if you want to support the project, feel free to buy ships. After all, Star Citizen would be possible without the community's financial backing and support. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this breakdown of the Anvil Paladin, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates on Star Citizen and its ships and general gameplay loops. See you next time.